Well, welcome back. 2011 Kia Sorento. A friend of mine picked the Toyota, same as the Toyota Sienna that I just worked on, front end on. Hear a noise, front end, turn to the right, you can hear it. Coming to a stop, hitting the brakes, you can hear it. Thought maybe wheel bearing initially they thought, but we brought it back, took it for a little test drive, brought it back, took a quick look. I'm going to show you what I found. And we're going to do front struts on this 2011 Kia Sorento, he calls it. Alright, looking at the passenger side front, I'm going to sneak in here, hopefully I can show you this. Whoa, shut my light off. You look right in there. Hopefully you can see that. I'll show it to you a little more when I get it out of there, but right here on the end of the light, that light's probably not helping you. Come on. Right at the end of that light, there's a coil spring down below the base of the strut. It's not supposed to be there. It's actually broken. So it broke the coil spring and it came out of the actual mount for the strut and was rubbing, starting to rub the inside of the tire. Alright, so obviously I've taken the wheel off my strut right here. That's supposed to be up in this pocket. It's completely broke. This is, you can't see behind it, but it's actually broken. It just didn't get out. They don't just come out, they break. This broke, and then probably turning the wheel, popped out, was rubbing on the inside of the tire. Not real bad. These are brand new tires too. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this ABS. We're probably going to disconnect it back here. It's a 10mm bolt. Just be careful. They tend to break. Be careful with them. You know, I'm not going to put a gun on that right away. I'm going to actually break it loose first. We're going to undo the stabilizer end link. And then we're going to undo these two bolts that are the strut mount. And we'll go up top and undo the 3 bolts, take them out. 17mm head, 19mm nut on this side. So let's just get at it. That's probably 18. Filter down a little bit here. You can actually see what I'm doing. Yes, somewhere in there. Yeah. Not much to see. 10mm. Right, then I'm kind of just wiggling it. This one's not bad. It's moving. Sometimes I get hung up, but and wiggle it out. That's all it is. Bolted into the hub. Just looks like that. Not bad. So we'll hang that up. Stick it on my light. So it's no longer connected. The reason we do that is because when I disconnect the strut, it's going to drop some, and I don't want to break this. I don't want to pull on it. I don't know that it will, but I don't want to pull on it and cause a problem. So I'm just going to stick this bolt right back in where it came out temporarily. I might have to hunt for it later. Let's go with the, let's come over here a little bit. And we're going to try to get this end link. See how that goes. And get the right size for it. I'll try to do this with a gun. If you don't have a gun, you're going to need to get a hold of this and get a hold of the nut and get an Allen key in there and turn the Allen key like you're tightening it, and that'll back it through the nut. We'll try to do it this way. Sometimes it'll work. Somehow I got my camera under the air hose as usual. Alright, let's just see if we can get this done. Zip it right off, hopefully. Hey, I got lucky. Actually came off. Sometimes I'll hang up. Now, if it hangs up on you, like I said, you could try this. This has flats on the back too. Behind here, you can get a wrench in there and hold it if you need to. Either way, but I got lucky on that one. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I think I have enough play in my, I'm going to unbolt, actually I'm going to see if I can get a jack stand under this control arm so it doesn't fall too much. I don't think it will, but I don't want it to either. I have pretty much a good amount of slack in that hose, but I don't want to take a chance of causing a problem there. So we'll just slide a stand, not right up against it, but I want it to be able to drop a little bit because it makes it a little easier to get the strut out. But I don't want it to fall all the way. You know, it's not going to fall all the way down, but too far. Okay, so now the 2 bolts that hold the strut in. So before I do that, I scribe the front of these. I'll take a pick and I'll scribe along the front, right on the front. I'm not showing you anything. I'm terrible today with my camera angles. So I scribe well on the front of that with a pick on both sides, so when I put it back, it's close to the alignment. You have to get an alignment done. You break this loose, you're going to need to get an alignment done, but I want it close. So you can scribe that first, get a screwdriver or a pick or something like that, and just mark it. I'm going to use a Sharpie. And just go along the edge here and mark as much as I can. Just kind of keep it straight out if I can, and just mark this. I want it really as close as I can get it to this, just to get it close when I put it back together. Like I said, you're never going to get it right on unless you get extremely lucky, but this will get you close so you can go get an alignment done. All right, we mark that. Let's get that off of there. Gonna hold the front, hold the head of the bolt, and back the nut on. There's one. I need to turn this a little bit, maybe. See if I don't want to tear it up. Let me get a wobble and see if I can do it with a wobble. Deep enough to get on there or not. I think so. Let's see if I lose enough torque with this to not be able to do it. I'll break it loose first, but we'll see. I think I can get that on there, but yeah. Yep, there we go. Now, we'll tap these out of here. A lot of times with a gun, you just go to the other side, back them out. Sometimes they'll just come in. Right. Get them started here. There we go, there's one. I always like to put the nut right back on the bolt so I don't have to worry about where it is. If it really hangs up on you like that, take a wrench, push it out as you spin it. Hit the camera, no big deal. That's it, the strut's loose. Now we're going to go up top, unbolt it from the top. We'll just leave it like that. In fact, let me, I'll just maybe put one of these back in here temporarily. You can see I can roll it all over, but let me get a punch. I'll just hold it in place because I'm going to undo the top, but I don't want it moving around. I think I can get two of these. Without problem. That one I'm going to have to get just a regular socket, ratchet. I will say it's got the 4-cylinder. It's got a ton of room to work in back here. Not that I really want to do work back there, but it's kind of nice that you can just pop that off. You don't need to, but makes it easier to see. I'm going to do that. I did put that punch in, you'll see it in a second, to hold that strut up. That's why I'm able to back this off easily. All right, back you up a little bit, give you a little more room. So this punch is just sitting in there so it doesn't roll out without me wanting it to. And now I should be able to just roll this out of here, just like that. Moved it just a little bit. I'm gonna roll this forward, just to be careful of your axle. Don't roll it too much and pull your axle, the boot on your axle. I just want to get this enough that I can slide it by the CV boot. Careful of the boot. Slide it out. That's it. That's it for removing it. Pretty simple. Not too bad to do these actually. I've got the new one here. Careful of your wire for your ABS. Stick it in there for right now. I'm just going to line this up. And we're going to feed it up into the top, and I'm going to start one of the nuts at the top here. Obviously, I have to do it correctly. Okay. tight, just want to hold it. I've got two of them started up top. Got to hold it. Now, remember that punch I used earlier? I find doing these, tapered punch like this helps a lot. So I'm just going to roll this back, line it up. Get it started in here. Usually what I try to do is, if I can get it close enough, push the arm down here. You get the punch in there, use the punch because it's tapered. Just push it in as far as it'll go, and usually we'll line it up pretty good that I can get the bolt started. Heads were to the front. And this, just roll it in a little bit here. Careful. Come on. Come on, right there. There we go. I know you didn't see that, but it rolled right in there. Use the hammer. You don't want to pound these in, but you tap them. If you pound on them, something's not lined up right. You should be able to just tap these. You should go right in here. Like so. Get that one started. Get my other one here. Punch out of there. That one started. These are 130 foot-pounds. That's a torque spec on this. This is an all-wheel drive. I don't know that it matters, but 130. Now, look at my mark here. Different shape to the mount a little bit, but I still have that one line where I can line it up, and it's actually pretty close where it is. I'm not going to move it. Have to have an alignment done anyway. Let's run these back in. My gun. Actually, use the wobble for both of these since I got to torque them anyway. Good. Come on. Good. I will torque them. Let's line this back up. Get him back in there. Well, that was actually went pretty easy. Usually they can be a real pain. 17, 18, that's definitely not that. Come here, 17. Yeah, I forgot myself what it was. Run that back in. Good. My ABS sensor back in the bracket here. Get my 10mm bolt. Sensor back in. Won't crush this bolt. It's only 10mm, so just snug it up. Let's go back up top and do the top nuts to the strut mount. Now we're back up top, just snugging these up. Not much to it. Okay, put the cover back on. Good, that's it for the top. Alright, let's go torque the strut mount and we're done. as I mentioned earlier, 130 foot-pounds for this. Small extension, I'm hoping to be able to reach, should be able to get both of these, so I'm going to have to hold the head here as it wants to move. I'll just let it go against the rotor and I'll hold it. That's it. That's pretty much it. Getting alignment done, like I said. But really, with a quick strut, really simple to do. Not very hard at all. Well, that's it for this 2011 Kia Sorento. Broken coil spring. Let me grab it here. Show you. So, bring it up close. Here's the end that's broken right there. It's supposed to be up in the seat. It's all the way around the seat, out past the pocket for it, and need to be replaced. No big deal. Quick struts make this easy, and with the mileage that's on this car, I rarely just do coil springs and put a new strut in, compress the spring, because high mileage, everything else on this wears as well. You know, there's bearing in here, there's a mount. They all wear. So quick strut just makes it a lot easier if you can get them for you, unless you have a specific like high performance strut you want to. This car, no, not worth the time. Pretty easy job. Really, probably take a half an hour aside, maybe a little longer, depending if you have air tools or not. If I'm not filming, 20 minutes aside, maybe, because then I'm not moving the camera around and all that kind of stuff, so you can see. If you have this problem with your car, you need to do struts in your Kia Sorento. I hope this helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. So one thing I forgot to show and really didn't show and didn't know it until I went and did the other side and thought about it a little bit is if you unbolt this top bolt on the, it's a 14 millimeter on the top of the caliper, and loosen the bottom one, you can roll this caliper and roll it out of the way, and it allows you to get to this bottom bolt on the strut a lot easier. So just do that. Do yourself a favor. Unbolt that, loosen the bottom, rotate it down, and it just makes it easier to get this bottom one and torque it and get it out of there. It gets this brake line and everything out of the way.